Welcome to Crawdaddy's Custom Crankbaits. This morning I'm going to paint one of these square bills. It's 2.5 I got from Alternative Lures. I really like these baits. They swim well. Just going to go over a couple of things. You know, I get questions all the time about what airbrush I use, what epoxy I use. I use a cheap airbrush. This is a Master Airbrush G266. Been using them for probably ever since they came out. 25 years or longer, probably 30 years. You don't, I know I probably piss people off, but you do not have to run out and spend $100, $200, $300 for an airbrush to do this. You don't. I've said it before in other videos, it's learning how to use your airbrush is the most important thing, how to clean it and keep it maintained. But you don't have to run out, man, and spend a ton of money on any of this, paints, whatever. I use FW and Bombay inks. I use Amsterdam inks. You can buy a bottle of this. I think it's at right here, $5.49 at Hobby Lobby. If they carry it anymore. I don't even know if they carry it anymore. Michael's, you can get it at Michael's. But you don't have to run out and buy 50 bottles of Cretex or whatever. People make it more harder than it needs to be. Just keep it simple. Just enjoy what you're doing and have fun at it. The harder you make things is just by buying all kind of paints and just thinking, man, you know, this is going to spray right through my airbrush. It's learning how to thin your paints. I mean, I've got some of these colors right here that, you know, they spray fine through an airbrush once you learn how to thin them. Do I use them? Very little. I just saw that color and thought I'd try it. But, you know, a color don't sell. That's why I bought it. But 90% of my stuff is all done with inks. They dry fit, you know, fast, easy to clean up with water and alcohol. Some, you know, this in here hates alcohol. This in here, thin it or clean it with alcohol. You just have to be careful on them. Most of the Bombay and FW inks you can clean with alcohol or thin them with alcohol. Some of the other inks you just gotta try and see what it likes. But anyway, I'm gonna paint this up real quick. Been wanting to do one for myself, so I figured today I'll just sit down and do a little video. Going to just take my netting, lay over the top of this thing. Maybe pull it out of that just so it'll be a little easier. What I've done is went ahead and put a pearl silver on it. And I've got this color, it's called yellow gold. I really like for, you know, my underneath color. It's gonna come up here on the top edge. Start at the top, work yourself down. Working myself down, I'm kind of letting that overspray come down and just give me some scales down on the bottom. We'll flip it back over. Do the same thing. come around the eye. You know, I've said it a million times. If anybody has any questions, you know, or, you know, if I can help you out, just let me know. Right there, I guess on my netting, when I pulled it down, I scraped the paint. It's either scraped the paint or some paint coming off of that. I'm just taking the Q-tip, seeing if it's paint that came, you know, off on my netting. I think it is. I'm not going to worry too much about it. What I can do is come back when I'm done and spray over it. I did on the cheek here, that gold instead of yellow this time. I may come on the bottom and put some orange or yellow, but I just want to do a little bit of that gold color on this one. The dots really, you know, it just gives a little bit more life to your baits. That's all it does, you know. I'm gonna clean my airbrush out, and all I'm gonna do is just take this, you know, put it back in my bottle. No sense in wasting it. Using regular tap water, cleaning my airbrush out mainly to get most of the black out. And now I'm gonna just come in with 90% alcohol. Run some alcohol through it. Now I'm gonna take some, this is SMS color shift paints. There's a company, Graham or something, you can buy them from. You can look them up. I think it's Graham. It's a model company who sells model kits and stuff. But I really like this stuff. It gives you some neat effects. This one here is just hyperscale. It's actually blue, aqua, and green. But now all I'm gonna do is just come here on top. shot out heavy. And come over to scales. Now I'm taking the same stuff. It's just, you know, it's called toxic spill. I'm just putting a light dust of that over it, and then that's going to give you a total different look. Toxic spill is white, green, and got a purple hint to it. It just gives you a really neat effect. You look at it one way, you see the green in it, but when you turn it, you get those other colors that really pop. And once you put your gloss on it, it really makes it pop. I'm gonna clean my airbrush out. And that's another thing is, you know, you can take the shade shift, put one down and put a light dust coat of another color over the top of it. And it's just gonna give you a unique looking color to it. Just putting one drop of black in here. Drop one drop of alcohol in it. Where did I put that at? Just trying to make sure I line it up. I couldn't remember if I went in the center of the eye or where. All I'm doing is centering it with the eye, roughly where I've got it on the other side. But there you have it. It's just pretty simple. What really gives you the neat colors is really the shade shift stuff. It, you know, makes it pop. Put a little bit of super glue on a toothpick. And these eyes, for some reason, have not been wanting to stay in there when I'm putting the epoxy on. So this just gives me a little insurance that they're going to stay there. Well, what did I do with my X-Acto knife? But there you have it. And I may just leave that. I'm not really that worried about it. This is my bait. But it gives you a really nice looking bait. And the shade shift stuff, like I said, once you put the epoxy on it, it's really gonna make it pop. But anyway, I just wanted to go over some things this morning. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks for, watching and subscribing and supporting me. Until next time, we'll be seeing you at Crawdaddy's.